Hey guys, it's Frozo34, and this is another Marvel Contest to Champions video. Kabam has given me Black Widow Claire Voyant, part of the content creator program, but it is just a short window this time because of the release of the update and when she comes to the arena, which will be Thursday, so she'll be removed sometime today from my account. I don't get to keep the character. I never get to keep the character. It's just part of the program. I get to test them out, show you guys. So what you need to know with Black Widow basically is how to cycle her charges and what her charges do in her modes, her three different modes. So she starts with the 3 charges, and then she can stack up to 20. If the opponent has one or more buffs, you can nullify them. So she's great for nullifying. She's very suicide friendly. She's probably one of the most suicide friendly because of how good she regens and how quickly she can remove the debuffs that are on her just by starting. She's bleed immune, poison immune, and incinerate immune depending on what mode she's in. Curse of Blood, she's bleed immune. Curse of Plague, she is poison immune, and then Curse of Hellfire, she is incinerate immune. So do the 5-hit combo, and in the light, switch modes, quickly remove it. Now you need to know what each one of these can do. You can do heavy attacks. Okay, if your opponent is bleed immune, you can do heavy attacks, put stacks of bleed on to your opponent. Every time you do that, you also get your charges on Black Widow Claire Voyant. So you get your clairvoyant charges. You can stack those up to 20. That's when she does the most power. Get those up to 20, and then you can cycle to the mode you want. And then you can heal for a lot, you can power control for a lot, or you can do energy damage for a lot. So keep that in mind. Curse of Blood is heal. Curse of Plague is power control, and Curse of Hellfire is your damage. So I like Clairvoyant. You have to get used to her cycles. You have to get used to what she does. How I looked at it was Curse of Blood is a red icon. That was your healing mode. Your Curse of Plague is a green icon. That is your power control mode. And your Curse of Hellfire is an orange icon. And that was your damage mode. That's when she does the most damage to me, is when she's in the Curse of Hellfire. So you want to cycle through it. You're gonna want to be in Hellfire to do the most damage. You're gonna want to then rotate back to Curse of Blood and heal back up with Special 2. So at first I didn't really realize about the Curse of Hellfire, so I wasn't really doing it in the beginning. But then once I realized, I was like, oh, I think she's doing more damage with Special 2s. She can do powerful Special 3s, sort of like 20k with Suicides on. I have Suicides on, so she gets up to like 20k damage in the Special 3s if you have 20 charges. If you don't have 20 charges on, her Special 3 is weak. It does barely anything, like 6,000. It's not good. So but what I found out was just do Special 2. Just do Special 2. Don't worry about the Special 3. Just get those Special 2s off, and you can heal whenever you want with Clairvoyant. Just get back to Curse of Blood and do Special 2. So I liked it. I liked it all. But if you do Special 3, it's going to remove all your Clairvoyant charges. So I pretty much stayed clear of it because a lot of the characters that I faced and tested against didn't have immunities or didn't proc buffs very often. So you didn't have a lot of charges to begin with. And for Clairvoyant to be really, really good, you need to be able to build those charges. So if they're immune to something, you need to be in that mode to build up the charges, doing the heavy attacks or the special one to build up the charges. So you don't need to worry about recoil because you can then go to Special 2 and heal up really good when in the Curse of Blood. So here we go. Just starting off, I just wanted to show you guys how many hits it takes to take down a character in Realm of Legends. Remember, she is a 5-star rank 3, which is about equivalent of a 4-star rank 5. So about 450 hits, we take down the Winter Soldier. That's all I'm really showing right here, is that it takes a lot of hits. She's a survivor. She can stay full health and all of that stuff. But yeah. So next up, we're going to do Captain Marvel in Realm of Legends, showing you a little bit of a character that is poison immune, so she can build up her charges up to 20 and everything. This is the full fight and everything, so yeah, it's a little bit long. These fights were taking about 8 to 10 minutes each, just about. And so I didn't want to include the full fights. This is the only one I included the full fight of Captain Marvel. Because also she was like one of the faster fights. I think she was about 6-7 minutes of a fight. I didn't exactly time it, but I think when I was including the clips, I noticed that this one was a little bit shorter. Alright, so right here I'm doing parry heavy, building up those purple charges. See, they're at 12 in the top left corner. And so I just parried heavy, got 16. Once I get to 20 is when I can, I'm going to do the special 3 because unfortunately I was still testing this, and I realized, I was like, after a little bit I realized, I think this is just better if I just get the special off and then keep building the charges up. So I'm back down to 0 again. So I have to basically, I gotta start all over. Okay, see that death touch icon? If that death touch icon is on and I would get knocked out, she would not die and she would heal back up to 25%. So now I gotta build up my charges. This time, or I don't know if it's this time, but eventually I'm gonna realize, I probably shouldn't be getting up to special 3 because it barely does any damage. So I think I get up to 20 charges again, and then release the special 3, and then I think after that I realize, I don't want to do it this way. I don't like it. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking this. Like her heavy attack does like 6k damage, and then watch this special 3, but it was a crit. So remember that that heavy attack was a crit. Watch this. Watch the damage. Watch the damage. Boop. Right on the forehead or the nose. I don't know. It's kind of funny. So see the damage and everything. So, all right. So now this is. I think this is when I decided I don't want to go to special 3. If you have Mystic Dispersion on her, this is gonna be crazy power gain. Yeah, this is where I decided I just want to build my buffs instead of doing special 3s and restarting. So I kind of changed modes here. I'm at 83 hits and she's at 67%, and now I'm going to change it, and now I'm just going to do this way, where I do special 2s and I just build back up. So now I'm just gonna keep my clairvoyant charges at 20, and I'm gonna I was just still looking at that the damage from heavy attacks and everything, and now I'm not getting as much power gain. Like before, when I was doing those heavy attacks and I was gaining those charges, I was stealing her power and everything, right? So to keep her power control up, you do need to reset those charges, because part of the power gain is gaining those charges and everything. So the character does take a little bit getting used to and knowing how she works. Because see, I'm like, wait, I thought I was trying to like power control her. It doesn't seem to be working like it was and everything. So eventually here, I'm gonna be like, I need to heal back up. I need to change the mode. So again, this is just the one fight that I let play all the way out. The rest of the fight. See, now I change mode. I do it into the light attack. Change mode. I'm in the Curse of Bloodletting. Now I'm going to heal back up here, and I'm gonna stay in the special 2 of Curse of Bloodletting for a while, just because I thought this is where she did the most damage. But I think I was like, yeah, I need to test out the other mode. And then I noticed, I was like, I think this is where she does the most damage in her special attacks. The Curse of Incinerate. I forgot what it's called all of a sudden. But yeah, you wanna do that special 2 in the orange mode. See, this is the red mode. This is the heal mode. This is what I call the heal mode. She doesn't get that crit at the end. She doesn't really get it. But she stunned Captain Marvel there because of her synergy with Doctor Strange that I have on the team. So if you were doing like Labyrinth of Legends, which I don't recommend because of the time, like it would take a long time. Not that it would that she couldn't do it, but it would take a long time. All right, so I noticed here that I felt like she was doing more damage. Now that I have it in the incinerate immune phase, is you have that orange buff. This is where she does her damage. She does the energy damage, and her crits are like in the 3Ks now on her regular attacks, and you just got all this like energy damage going off as well. So I called this her damage mode. You don't need to worry about recoil again, because you can just switch right back into the bloodletting mode, which is right next to the damage mode. So you can be in the damage mode, do a 5-hit combo, and go right back into bloodletting, and then do a special 2 again. And I just felt like this worked so much better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe special 3 is the way to go, but it's going to take a lot more testing to find out if special 3 is the way to go, or special 2 in the damage mode is going to be the way to go. But yeah, I don't have assassin on, so I don't have any increased power or hitting in below 18%. So you don't need to worry about that. It's still just, I was trying to get some heal there, but didn't really get it. She's got to get that crit on that last hit to really heal up, it seems like. But here you go. Here, 305 hits against a character that was immune. Now, again, Winter Soldier isn't immune, so he didn't. It took a lot more hits. Here we go. We have the Juggernaut, and basically what I wanted to show here is her. She only has 3 clairvoyant charges because he's not immune to anything. And the only really way to get buffs is to do a special 2, and then for him to gain a buff while he has that debuff immune phase on, and then she can gain more clairvoyant charges. So she is useful against characters that do proc buffs, as long as you keep your special 2 up. Mystic Dispersion would definitely help here. Now see, he has that debuff immune phase. He tried to proc an unstoppable buff. Goes immune to it. She gets a clairvoyant charge again right there. She gained another one because of it. So it's hard because when you're not have that special 2 up and he throws a special attack, or he gains another buff of however you character would gain it, she then nullifies it and her clairvoyant charges go down. So it's hard to have her in her max potential damage wise, or everything in this mode against a character that's not immune to some sort of attack. Again, up to 10 charges here, and I just wanted to show another character that is a little bit different but gains a lot of buffs often. Again, Winter Soldier doesn't. He kind of does. All right, so we're gonna go into Rhino here in Realm of Legends. Again, showing another character that he procs buffs, a fury buff every so often. Again, clairvoyant charges are low. She can beat all these characters pretty easily and everything. It's just gonna take a lot of hits. She is a character that is gonna take a lot of patience and just a lot of waiting to get through these fights and everything. So if that's not a character that's for you, and you'd rather have a high damage dealing character and a little bit more risky, like a glass cannon like Stark and Spider-Man, Clairvoyant's not going to be for you. That's one thing that's great about this game, is some characters are good for people, some characters aren't. Alright, so this is just the last little bit of taking down the Rhino. Then after this, we're going to go over to Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk to show off something that happened when I was fighting him. I wanted to point it out. I don't really recommend Clairvoyant for Labyrinth of Legends due to how low her damage output is. Those fights are going to take forever. Again, like 500 hits for Rhino. So here we go. I was doing these fights, and I noticed, even though I'm in the poison mode, he's resistant, right? He's poison resistant. So basically, all it was doing was when I was trying to do this is I was building up his heat charges instead. So I switch modes. I go to the damage mode. So I have 5 and everything. So, but in a moment in here, he goes in here and he does his special 2 attack, and I remove all his heat charges right here. So I took recoil damage from that, from him doing a special attack. I took damage. I thought it was very interesting. So basically, I was able to remove all his buffs when he threw a special attack there. I thought it was very interesting. I'm not exactly sure what caused that. It's got to be something in her kit. Again, this is a new character. I'm just learning her. Barely gotten to play with her. I had to work last night. Went to sleep. Woke up today. All that. So, guys, again, here's Black Widow Claire Voyant. I definitely don't recommend her for Labyrinth of Legends. She's going to take forever to beat anyone. And all right, guys. So it's up to you now to decide if this character's for you. If it's not for you. If you like high damage dealing characters, Claire Voyant's not going to be the one for you. If you like survivors, if you like characters that are unique and different and a little bit of figuring out to play with, then maybe Claire Voyant is for you. So I like the surviving characters, so Claire Voyant is a pretty good character to me. She's not like super great or anything. I still think I would like Rogue over her, but she does have some advantages over Rogue because of her ability to nullify, but I mean, in a way Rogue does too. If you can keep her buffs up, if you can play aggressive enough with Rogue, you can keep the buffs off of the opponent. But Claire Voyant, she plays a little bit differently. She's just not a power hitter. I mean, I would like to see her at rank 5 and see how much more her power is and everything, but it's probably not that high. But guys, let me know what you think of this character. She was going to be removed from my account today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.